Well, news kind of broke today. It's good. It's not bad. It's not horrible. Usher has been announced as the Super Bowl halftime show this year. Hasn't really heard any rumors of who might be with him. I don't think he's that guy that's going to be able to do it by himself. So he's going to have some people with him. I don't know, Matt. I mean, this is kind of more your generation. I like Usher. He's got some bangers. I don't know if he's a Super Bowl superstar in my way of looking at it, but he was your generation, so maybe lay it out a little bit better than I can. What do you think?
He is the definition of like what, honestly, like what Prince was for probably Ted's generation, and like maybe even Michael Jackson.
Jackson, I was thinking, yeah.
Right. He is that for an R&B artist. He was that big in the, mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And I mean, he started being featured in basically every song there for a stretch. I mean, that's what it's going to be. No one doing a Super Bowl. They're going to bring out guests. So is he going to bring out Bieber? He did a few songs with Bieber, Lil Jon, Ludacris, will.i.am from Black Eyed Peas, and there's a bunch of other, P. Diddy and him did a bunch of songs together. And, there's a long list of other people.
I don't think they ever did a song, but I know they're friends.
Yep. Alicia Keys. He did some songs with her. So, I mean, the list is there for some people that he could bring out that would make it like, you're going to go crazy. Right. And it's probably a generational thing because I mean, Usher was dropping, like you said, banger when I was in high school and then into college. It was just hit after hit after hit after hit for Usher. So
you probably love that Confessions album. I mean, that was right in your heyday, right? Wasn't it like 2004?
Yep. Man, I listened to it on loop. So I'm excited.
And he can sing too. Is he a dancer too?
Yeah.
Can you name one Usher song? I'm not trying to like be a jerk. I'm just kind of, do you know an Usher song?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of sad to see how the
if you heard him, you would know.
Yeah, I can't tell you the title, but I'm sure I've heard his music.
Is it kind of sad to hear the tides have turned? I remember when I was a kid, it's like, who the hell is this, Eagles Tom Petty guy or whatever. Now it's to the point where it's kind of flipped where you're now the minority because it's gotten so young. Is it kind of weird?
It is a little weird, and we've talked about it on this pod before. You look at the obvious, Taylor Swift, maybe Ed Sheeran, but Usher kind of came out of nowhere to me. But
Taylor Swift turned it down. So
right.
And we don't even need to talk about Taylor Swift. She's dating Travis Kelce now, so that's wild. I love that couple. I know you guys didn't necessarily ask for my opinion on that, but I love that couple. There's something. I love Travis Kelce. Just an interesting cat, and it's hilarious to me that they're dating.
She was at the game today.
I was going to bring that up in Tedertainment or at some point. Like she's at the game. It's all the headlines and it's all over Twitter because the game is cutting to her up in the booth with her mom,
throwing out
with Travis Kelce's mom. And so, I mean, if there's a power couple, that's a power couple right there. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Oh, I guess so.
But yeah, speaking of Kelce, I'm surprised it hasn't come up. Have you guys watched the Kelce documentary?
No.
Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce's brother. I think it's on Amazon Prime. It might be Netflix.
Prime.
Is it Prime?
I haven't seen it. No, I don't know. I mean, if this dropped in the summer, like some of them Untolds, I would have watched it. But I mean, we're in the heart of football right now. It's like I'm having a hard time with work, football, everything else going on. It's like, man, I don't have enough time for one of these documentaries.
Yeah. I heard it's good. So I mean, it might be something. Got a couple hours or whatever. Knock it out on Amazon Prime. Speaking of Prime, we did finally watch Barbie.
Okay.
You dropped the $20 on it.
Dropped the 20 at $24.99 actually.
What? You bought it?
We rented it. So
you rented it and it's $24.99? Is that
$24.99 to rent? Like basically going to the movie theater, I guess.
Holy cow! I didn't know it was that expensive.
Well, it's it's not fully on DVD yet. It just came out of theaters, so it has a lot of movies have the stretch now where it's like a $30 rental. Until it becomes whatever, a $3 rental in a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it'll probably drop or whatever. But yeah, we had a morning where I didn't have to be to work until a little later, and my wife was off, so we were like, hey, let's have some mimosas and let's watch Barbie, make a little morning out of it. But I thought it was fantastic. I want to watch it again.
Oh, there you go.
Not going to drop $25 and rent it again, but I would love to watch it again and see like what things I didn't pick up on, whatever.
I just thought the same thing.
Everything that we talked about before, like you mentioned, Margot Robbie obviously just knocked it out of the park. Ryan Gosling, amazing. The Alan character, it would have been funny if they did a little more with Alan because he
needed him. Yeah, more of him, man.
Yeah, that would have been funny, but it's just like impressive how, and you knew it would be if they do a movie like this. You felt like you were in Barbie land. I mean, you like, it was just so authentic, everything about it. And especially now, because Barbies are my daughter's favorite toys. I mean, she's got the dream house and she's got Barbies upon Barbies. So like all the little toys and everything that they were doing, like she has a lot of that stuff. So that was kind of cool to see. I don't think, my assessment, honestly, I'd say 3 out of 3 on the 3-point podcast scale. I just thought it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was too much of like, so many people were criticizing it, saying it was too much of a feminist movement, whatever. I don't think it was that. I think obviously there was a message that they were trying to send or, trying to convey. But I also think like that's what Barbie is. Like if you're going to do a movie about Barbie is about like women, there's a Barbie doctor, there's a Barbie teacher, there's a Barbie astronaut, there's a Barbie everything. So like that's what Barbie is. So if you're going to do a movie about Barbie, that's kind of what the message is. I don't think it was too much, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't think it was over the top or anything. There was comedy when you needed it. There was a little bit of like, emotion and stuff, that kept you going. So, no, man, it very, very, very good movie. Will Ferrell was funny too.
Yeah.
So. I can't wait to see this because I've been hearing like, and this was kind of the buzz, and I don't know if it was necessarily always pointed toward the feminist thing, but just in terms of the movie as a whole, I've been hearing like very negative reviews that it's horrible. Like I can't watch it. And I've been hearing reviews like from you guys that it's like, it's awesome. I want to watch it again. So I don't know where I'm going to fall on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Knowing you're going to fall opposite of us. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I have people in my life, both sides love it. Both like some love it, some hate it. So I'm not going to be biased going in to watch it. So it'll be a true review.
Check it out.
And honestly, like, I mean, we don't have to get into this conversation. I agree with the message that they were sending, like the stuff they were talking about with how messed up, when this isn't spoiler alert for you, Jared, but when she went to the real world and had this eye-opening, like, oh geez, the real world kind of sucks, with some of the things they were talking about. It's like, it was like true stuff. It was like, they weren't trying to sugarcoat stuff or so
right.
I didn't think it was anything out of line or too much. So I would be curious to hear your review, Jared.
I will see. I mean, I almost like want to just crap on it just because I know how much you guys have loved it. So, but I won't. I promise I won't do that.
Open mind, man. Open mind.
I'll be honest. I'm a little bit low on funds, so I'm gonna have to wait till it drops from the 25 to the 3. Yeah. So it might be a while.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to watch it again when it's free, when it's on one of the HBO Max or something. But we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's good enough, fellas. I think we made it through another podcast. We got another big week of football ahead of us. I can't wait. And, that Goodrich and Corunna game Friday night is going to be awesome. It's on Z92.5, the Castle game of the week. Number 1, Goodrich in Division 4, taking on Division 5, number 4, Corunna Cavaliers, unless they moved up a slot. But, man, it's going to be a lot of fun at the Nick. So if you can't make it out, definitely listen on the radio, and even if you can make it out, download our free app, z925.com, and you can listen in while you watch. Just want to thank our friends at Memorial Healthcare's Wellness Center for being our title sponsor here on this podcast. Make sure you sign up, get a membership, get healthy. Sign up also for that October 21st Go Green, Go Blue 5K run walk. And also want to thank our friends at AZ Branding Solutions, Jacobs Insurance Agency, Corey Shook and Associates Real Estate Services, Nelson House Funeral Homes, Rivals Tap House and Grill, and Success Group Mortgage and Servicing. Thanks to Chesaning head coach Matt Walter for a fun conversation, and we look forward to seeing the Chesaning Indians make the playoffs and maybe make a little bit of noise this year.
Yeah,
that'll do it, everybody. Peace and love. Be kind. Thanks for listening.